Hey everybody, thanks for joining in today. And in Illustrator CS6, we're gonna do some more things with paths. We're gonna learn how to divide up paths, like pretty much like cutting out shape or cutting shapes out of paths. We're gonna learn how to split up paths, and probably gonna learn how to merge paths as well. So let's go on because we got a lot to learn. So the first thing I want to show you is how to divide a path. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this star to cut a shape out of the square or out of the rectangle that I have here. And this is going to be called dividing paths. So I'm going to just take this star, I'm going to put it over top of the rectangle. And you can't see it because they're the same color. Maybe I should actually change the color so we can see it better. There we go. And what I'm going to do is make sure it's selected and go to the object menu. And then we're going to go to path. And then we're going to go to divide objects below. So now it's cut out. Kind of like a cookie cutter, as you can see there. And now it has moved out. I had to use the direct selection tool to get it out because it was right in there. And now we have this going on. If I take away the stroke of this object, you can see that it's right in there. The stroke was added to the middle because it's around the edges of the object, and that's what a stroke does. So that's what I wanted to show you about dividing paths. Pretty easy. You're basically just like cookie cutting out of the path. All right, the next thing that I want to show you was about splitting paths. So I guess we can use this. Well, we can use this star over here, and I'll make it bigger so we can all see. I'll just delete this out of there. So make this bigger, get my selection tool here. There we go. And we're going to want to select the scissors. And that's under the eraser tool. And the hotkey for scissors is C. Now, when you have the scissors tool, it allows you to split an open path into two paths or open up a closed path. So you have the scissors tool selected, and then you've got a crosshairs icon here. If you click on a closed path, it turns it into an open, and if you click on an open path, it splits it into two paths. So you just click on the line segment. And now it looks like it put an anchor point there, but if I move it, the path is now actually opened. And that's how you cut paths out using the scissor tool. You have to use the direct selection tool to move the endpoints. So I'll do it again. I'll just cut right here. And you have to go to your direct selection tool, hotkey A, so you can move your anchor points. Now let me just do an open path and I'll show you what that does. So that's an open path because doesn't have three sides that connect to each other. And then cut this right here. And it's basically just going to create two new paths for me. And there you go. Pretty easy. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to split a path using the control panel. So make sure you have your direct selection tool selected. Get on here. And have the anchor points that you want to split up or cut out. Select one. So I got this one right here selected. If you come up here, you can see a scissor underneath a curved line, and that's cut path at selected anchor points. Click it, and it does the same thing as the scissor tool just did. Now you can grab more than one. So if I grab these two and cut, as you can see that it cut those out. We've got another path here that it made out of it. So it doesn't delete them, it just cuts it out. The last thing I want to show you is how to join up your paths. So say you accidentally cut your path in half and you start working and you don't realize that you do a whole bunch of things and then you realize that this path has been cut. So how do you get these paths back together? Well, grab your direct selection tool and you see we have these two anchor points. I just want to show you that they are indeed to a cut path, and go ahead and select them both. Go to Object, Path, and then go to Join. And now when I try to move it, you can see it's actually one. And then if I want to, I can just go ahead and delete that anchor point, and it'll be as if nothing ever happened, and it's just a line there. When you delete an anchor point, when you didn't move anything, it's just going to be fine. It's not really going to mess up your original shape. Now I want to show you what happens if you try to move these. I got to make sure a path is selected. All right, and then I'll cut it with the scissors, and then I'll move these. Okay, so now these are moved. If I try to join these, it's going to join them with a line. So make sure that your points are on top of each other if you wanted to join them that way. And there's one more thing. We go to Object, Path, and we go to Average. You get to pick between a horizontal and vertical axis or both, and I hit OK. And it's going to try to average them together when it joins them. So that's all I wanted to show you. For this, we learned about merging the paths, splitting the paths, and cutting shapes out of your paths. So thanks a lot for watching the tutorial. Give a thumbs up if you liked the video, or give it a like, and thanks for watching. See you guys later.